Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees to the daily Gita session. Thanks for joining the session. So today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita Shloka number 21 from chapter 3. So before we start, let's take the blessings of the Lord. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan Arindithai Lakshmi Narasimhadev Panchatattva. So we'll recite the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll dedicate the session to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, who has dedicated his life to spread the Vedic knowledge throughout the world. By his mercy, we are able to understand Bhagavad Gita in a simple and practical way that we can apply in our day-to-day life. So today's shloka is 21 from chapter 3. We'll recite the shloka. You can repeat after me. Yadyad ajarati shreshtas तत्तत् एवेतरो जना सयत् प्रमाणं गुरुते लोकास्तात् अनुवर्तते. Repetition. यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठास् तत्तत् एवेतरो जना सयत् प्रमाणं गुरुते लोकास्तात् अनुवर्तते. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whatever action a great man performs, a common man follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. The word meaning, yad, whatever, acharati, he does, shreshtaha, a respectable leader, that, and that alone, eva, certainly, itaraha, common, jana, person, sa, he, yat, whichever, pramanam, example, kurute, does perform, loka, all the world, that, anuvartate, following in the footsteps. So let's look at the translation again. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards is set by exemplary act, all the world pursues. So we are continuing the discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So we last couple of sessions we were discussing about the topic of yajna, during the prescribed duties or performing the yajna, and we saw that of all the yajna, what is most topmost is the japa yajna, or the chanting of the holy name for this particular age. So, actually there are some in between. We have some shlokas. So today's shloka, comes after a few shlokas in between. So I'll just try to touch upon what Krishna was discussing in the previous few shlokas. So, so after explaining to Arjuna, that it is important to perform the duties, right? So Arjuna initially was saying that no, doesn't want to kill all the enemies, or is because they were relatives and friends. He told, I will go to forest. No, that's better, or I will leave by begging. So Krishna is persuading Arjuna that he should perform his duty, right? And he explained the importance of performing, the different yajnas, etc. So then after that, Krishna tells Arjuna that for a liberated person, or a pure devotee who has risen above the material platform, there is no duty to perform. So then Krishna gives the example of Janak Maharaj, who actually was a Rajarshi, who was a devotee, pure devotee of the Lord. So, so he gave the example of Janak Maharaj to show that even though Janak Maharaj was on a liberated platform, but still he executed his duties. So why that is required? Because whatever a great person does, everybody else follows. Whatever a leader does, all others will follow it. So Krishna says Arjuna that you are a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. So even though, so Arjuna actually, from a transcendental perspective, Arjuna is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is an eternally liberated soul, but he is just acting, in this particular pastime, in the role of Arjuna. Right? He actually is already risen above this platform. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, because you are a leader, or you are a Kshatriya, you are a Grihastha also, that you are a family man. So you have in order to show others, you have to perform your duty. So this is an important concept. No, we need to understand. So sometimes, great souls, right? They come to the material world just to perform some activity. So it is mentioned that whenever Krishna comes to perform his pastimes, all his pure devotees also comes along with him. So they are actually performing, the pastimes with the Lord, exchanging the rasas, so that they can attract the normal people in the material world, right? So they will become attract, so that it is like a trailer of the spiritual world. So Krishna want to show some glimpses, so that people become attracted, and then they follow. So we have to understand that this great souls who comes down, they are actually not bound the material by the material laws. They are beyond the material laws, but they act in that way, like as if they are bound, and then they do activities like normal people. So this is just to set the example, so that others doesn't try to like imitate them. So this is the essential topic. So generally, this is a common knowledge, that we already know that people try to follow, right? In our day-to-day active life, we can see that, like we can see today's social media. There are people, see the value of the person based on how many followers they are having, right? So these followers, they generally try to imitate. In like, also we have like film stars. Film stars try to do something, people try to imitate it. So this is a common understanding, right? So, but here actually Arjuna is emphasizing that uh, if you are a great leader or a person of responsibility, we have to show by our own example, and we cannot abandon the duty, right? Then no, others also will follow. So this way, Krishna is persuading Arjuna that he should fight. Yeah. So sometimes we may think that no, we are actually not a leader. No, like why we should, like, it doesn't matter what we do, but that is not true. So it is mentioned in the scriptures, like that it's mentioned that Guru na sasyad, Swajano na sasyad, Pida na sasyad, Janani na sasyad, Devam na tasyan, na padischa tasyan, na mojayedya sampuyeta mrityam. So what it means is that, so like, Guru, if you are a Guru, right, Guru na sasyad, Swajano na sasyad, then Pita, like father, right, a mother, Janani, right? So all these people are actually in the position of leadership, directly or indirectly, because we are influencing others, right? Similar in husband, right? All these people, because unless you see, their actual purpose of a guru or a leader actually is to teach others how they can free their from the cycle of birth and death. So it's mentioned na mochayedhya sampuyeta mrityum. So from the cycle of birth and death, right? So let's say if you're a father, then it's your responsibility to give the spiritual knowledge to your children, so that no, they don't have to suffer again in this material world. Similarly, a mother, they have to give the spiritual knowledge to children. They have to teach the child, in the path of spirituality, right? What is the purpose of human life? Similarly, a guru, right? Even a husband is responsible for, delivering the wife. A son and or a daughter is responsible for delivering the parents, right? So similar. So this way, everybody has some responsibility. So we should act in a way that we are responsible. So especially for children, no, we know that children try to imitate what the parents are doing, right? Rather than what the parents say, they watch their actions. So so we may not be aware, no. So we have to be very careful how we are acting, how we are behaving in different situations, because the children is catching everything, and then they actually they see more, no, they more follow by seeing than actually by hearing. So it has we have to be very, cautious about what we speak, what we do, what our activities are. The children are following us. Yeah. So there is a one small short story to, illustrate example. So once actually, a mother and a son. A mother actually is worried about the son, because the son is too much addicted to eating sugar or sweets. He too much, he's addicted, so he always wants sweet, and all his teeth are already spoiled. Okay, so the mother wants to address the issue. So she came to know that there is a sadhu who has come, in a nearby village. So she takes the child to the sadhu, right? And then he first meets the sadhu and tell that my son having this issue. So can you please help me? Can you please ask him to stop taking sugar? So the sadhu will not say anything to the boy, no, but he will just say that, okay, no, please come after 2 weeks. You tell the mother that please come after 2 weeks. Okay, so then after 2 weeks again the mother brings the son. So this time the sadhu will confidently tell the child, no, oh child, you should stop eating sugar. Okay, then after this meeting, the mother asked the sadhu, no, actually this you should have told 2 weeks ago only. Now why you are asking now? Then the sadhu replied, 2 weeks ago I myself was eating sugar. right? So first I have to give up before I can advise the son. So this was the practice in the olden times, no? So today's world we can see there is a lot of duplicity, or no, in the sense that like hypocrisy, we call it hypocrisy, right? So basically we do something and we preach something else, right? So this actually is not recommended in the scriptures. So according in the scriptures we see the examples, or the word acharya, we have seen the word acharya, no? Acharya is acharate, no? So whoever is following, so acharya means to follow or to execute. So acharya is one who leads by example, or he only preaches that what he performs. So you cannot perform something and preach something else. So this particular small story actually gives that example, that first we should actually follow ourselves before we can ask somebody else, right? So let's say if I have bad habit, no, let's say I'm a smoker, I'm a lecturer or professor, and I am a smoker also, I'm a chain smoker, so I always smoke. So in this case I cannot advise my students that you should give up smoking, right? First I should give up smoking myself, then only I have the credibility, otherwise there is no credibility. So there is one more small point, I just want to touch upon. So actually there is a difference between following and imitating, right? So sometimes, so what is recommended, actually the scriptures gives the examples of various stories. We saw various stories like Bharat Maharaj, Gajendra, right, Ambarish Maharaj. So there are various incidents in the, like Ajamila. So these stories actually gives us some important lessons, right? And we should actually take the lessons out of it. So sometimes what happens is that people have this doubt, actually, for example, about Krishna, Lord Krishna. So they say that, okay, why Krishna is an immoral, right? He is behaving immorally. So Krishna is having many wives, 108 wives. Then Krishna actually dance with the gopis in the Ras Leela. So how actually, so then some people may think, okay, no, I can also do, I'll also try to imitate. So here actually this point is very important, that we should not imitate the great personalities, but we should follow their instructions, right? Why? So because we cannot understand Krishna's behavior. Actually, in the later chapters, we can, it is mentioned that janma karma chame divyam yo ye ved tatvata tetva deham punarjanma naiti mamedi swarjuna. So Krishna's janma and karma, right, his birth, his activities are all transcendental. Because see, we are living in this material world, right, and then this material world has different rules and regulations, or there is a moral conduct or moral code for the material world, right? So here actually there are these rules and regulations, we have to live like this, these are the moral values. So this doesn't necessarily apply to the spiritual world, because this material world we saw, it is like a temporary place, or it's a world which is created for the people, the jiva to enjoy. So the purpose is that the jiva, it's basically the law, acharyas give the example like the material world is like a jail, right? And the people who are coming are like prisoners. The person is sent to a jail to reform their habits, to correct them. So we cannot. So and then sometimes what happens in the jail, a minister may come, right? The prison minister may come to the jail. They just see that everything is happening nicely, like there are no problems, everything is taken care nicely. He just comes. So, but we have to understand that the person who is inside the jail, an inmate or a criminal, and the minister, both are in the jail, but then they are not on the same platform, right? So a minister is not bound by the rules of the jail, right? But the criminal is bound. So these things we may not be able to fully understand, but we have to just take the teaching from the acharyas. The acharyas says that the Lord actually is transcendental, right? And we are in the material world in the bound state. So we are bound by the moral codes of this world. But Krishna actually is not bound. No, he actually comes from the spiritual world, right? And spiritual world, the rules and the moral codes are different actually. So, but we try to extend our understanding, little knowledge of this material world, and then we try to apply it to the Lord also, right? Which is not the correct understanding, right? So gradually we need to develop faith, by following the instructions of the Lord. So slowly we come to the higher platform. So with that, I think we come to the end of the today's topic. So I just summarize what are the key lessons. So one important lesson for us is that we have to always watch our activities, and when we are trying to make progress in the spiritual life, everybody tries to gauge us, or people look upon to us. So we have to be first reforming ourselves, and then we should be aware that others will follow us. So then the second point is that all of us have responsibility. We have some role or other as a leader, right? We may be a mother or a father, right, or a teacher. So, or we may be a manager in a company. So in all these responsibilities, we have to be careful actually of our actions. No, so we have a responsibility that we should, for example, if you are a father or mother, we should give the children the spiritual knowledge, right? By which actually they can get the ultimate benefit. Of course, we have to meet the material benefit also, like they need education, food, whatever is required, we have to provide. But beyond that, so all those things are for the body. But beyond that, we know that the real person is a soul. So we have to give the spiritual knowledge, to that soul, so that actually it can get the highest benefit. And in our day-to-day family life, we should start practicing spirituality, right? So we should start doing some simple activities like chanting, reading, offering the food to the Lord, right? All these activities, whatever we cultivate in the children, so they pick it up, and then they follow that. Yeah. So with that, I think we come to the end of the today's topic. So anybody wants to leave at this point, they are free to leave. Anybody has any questions, they can ask, unmute and ask, or they can put it in the chat. So meanwhile, I just want to remind, to tomorrow there won't be online class. So Monday to Saturday we have online, and Sunday we have a physical class in our center. It's called Aralur. If anybody is interested, they can search in the Google Map. It's called Aralur. They are welcome to our center. You can come with friends, family. So our schedule will be, we will have Kirtan, Arati. Then we have Bhagavad Gita lecture, 1 hour lecture. In detail we'll discuss one shloka about Bhagavad Gita. Then we'll have dinner prasadam. We also will have parallel children's program. So invite all of you to come to the our center for the Sunday program. So we'll continue our online session from Monday again. So if there are no questions, then we can end today. So I would like to thank all of you again for joining. So we'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you.